my darlings. It's ALB in Whisperland here. Today we are walking in a winter Whisperland. I'm looking out at my window and the snow is coming down extremely heavy, like we are in the middle of a snowstorm. But it's beautiful, I have to say, and it's kind of got me in like silly mood because I love the snow so much. Anyway, today you're in for such a treat. We're going to be flipping through this vintage magazine. This is a December 1948 issue of 17 magazine. It is chock full of Christmas and holiday ads, fashion spreads, articles, you name it, everything Christmassy. This is quite a big one, isn't it? Magazines used to be much bigger back in the day. Like, look at the size of this. The average magazine is probably the size now. So these are pretty huge. And it's kind of like a joy, to be honest, to look through these vintage magazines and just take in, especially from a modern day lens, the gorgeous fashions, the graphic design. Oh, I love the graphic design on these. Very inspiring for a guy like me, and maybe you too. So before we jump into the flip through, I want to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of tonight's video, Manta Sleep. Now, we all have that friend, right? That friend who always struggles to fall asleep. Perhaps it is you. You yourself may be that friend. I know I am. But a lot of my sleeping woes have dissipated completely thanks to my introduction to Manta Sleep masks a couple of years ago. They are just gorgeous. I mean, look at it. First of all, it's pink, it's stylish. They come in so many different colors, but most importantly, these are incredible blackout sleep masks made from soft, breathable fabrics. Last year for Christmas, I gave my best friend Jess a Manta Sleep mask, and just the other day, she told me that this year she is gifting Manta Sleep masks to 2 of her loved ones. Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know? Because of this C-shaped cup, there is never any pressure or rubbing against your eyes or lashes. You can get snug as a little storybook mouse nestled in a hollow tree with a bed made out of a tuna can. I mean, to me, that is the height of coziness. Okay, I have to let you guys know about this flash sale that's happening. From December 19th to 21st, Manta Sleep is offering 20% off the Silk Sleep Mask for international shoppers. And for US shoppers, 20% off the white noise machine. You can check out all the different sleep masks available and to make your naps and big sleeps even more enjoyable by visiting Manta Sleep as well. For 10% off your whole order, use code WHISPERLAND at checkout. The direct link and the discount code are in the description, as always, easy to find, so please check it out. It helps support this channel, and thank you, as always, to Manta Sleep, longtime friends of the channel, and I just love their masks so much, so very happy to get the chance to recommend them. Alright, my darlings, let us go ahead and begin our flip through of this magazine. Now, I do believe this is the oldest magazine that we've ever looked at, don't you? in the corner, and she is looking at this holiday card, just this one holiday card, and all along the background, we have many, many holiday cards, little angel, little Santa, some realistic photo ones, some hand-drawn ones. How sweet. Now, normally, this is maybe a little bit meta, but for my magazine flip-through videos, normally I like to have a little bit more wiggle room around the magazine, just so that you can see more. I can do like nice little cute flat lays. However, these vintage magazines are just so big that by the time I open them up, they take up so much. I just said that very Ontarian, didn't I? So much. They take up so much of the screen that you lose it all. So, of course, I had to fit in one little cutie, but there's not as much room for the holiday accoutrement, the lovely little things I like to place around the screen. Now, this is in remarkably good condition when you consider how old this is. 1948. Absolutely wild. So on the inside of the cover, we have somebody on your gift list is hoping you'll see this page and think of her. Old Spice. Yes, this is Old Spice. Friendship's Garden. Toilet water. Dusting powder. The packaging on this is very nice. I would buy that. Very flirty, very feminine. Dentists say I want to say Ipana. Would you pronounce it that way? Dentists say the Ipana way works. Sitting pretty, that's dateable Joan Murray. Radiant 17-year-old model of Harris in New York. A ski enthusiast with a fresh outdoor loveliness. This popular lass has a smile that wins her top honors. This is a toothpaste. You will absolutely notice there are quite a few color pages in here, of course, but lots of black and white too. This is similar to, other 1950s magazines we've looked at, but of course this one's even older. So this one is for watches, Elgin watches, that I would surely want in a Christmas watch. Look at all these. Let's see. Lord and Lady Elgin are priced from $67.50 to $5,000. How much is that in today money? Because $5,000 is a lot right now. I mean, frankly, 67 is a lot. Oh, don't you just love her hair? Look at this. This ad is for Halo shampoo, and my goodness, Where there's Coca-Cola, there's hospitality. Although, you know what? Credit to this, somebody drew it. Come on, Coca-Cola, right? But this little impish fellow is a little bit spooky to me. So, not my favorite. We've got some more letters to the editor over here. Farley Granger's idea of a charming woman. Don't ask me why I said that like Miss Piggy. A charming woman. Farley Granger, one of the stars in Samuel Goldwyn's Enchantment, and Gabby O'Donnell for the softest, adorable hands. Use jerkin lotion. Oh my goodness, look at this ad. This is for the movie Enchantment, starring David Niven and Teresa Wright. Another best producer of the best years of our lives. And don't you love these illustrated ads? Somebody painted this, all the little flecks in the hair, and someone shaded this hand so lovingly. It's beautiful. Now, this is going to be a running theme throughout this magazine. Gifts for $1 or under. We have lots of economical gift options. We have ear-warming gloves, which is little plaid muffs for your ears. This is a little, looks like a bath bubble, a scented bath bubble. It says, on the wings of scent, half the fun of a Christmas present lies in its gay package. I'm sure that's true. We have a nice little pipe over here, and we also have a children's stationery set. Oh, look at these lean cedar chests. Have a somewhat interesting history. They are not something you can buy anymore because of issues the product had. But it's a very beautiful ad with lots of choices. I think that this specific type Christmas fragrance story. So it's shaped like a book. How funny. For knitting in no time. Fleece lined leather sole booties for after skiing or when your feet are just plain cold in 3 sizes. Small, medium, and large. So this is really cool. This is knitting instructions right here. This is all the instructions. That's so great. Made for each other. Christmas and Prince Gardner. For those special people at the top of your list. Your own crowd will really go for a totem. That's what they're calling TOT''M. It's this little wallet with a zip on the side. Look at her hair. Fabulous. On this page we have an ad for tissue knit. What is this? It's the sweater. So they have different types. They have cardigans, they have slipovers. This says figures first. These foundations, essential for wayward curves, give you comfort and freedom. Wow. I've never heard curves described as wayward before. Very emblematic of the time. But these are actually really nice line drawings. I'll take what I can get in terms of finding the good stuff, right? We have another watch ad over here. I'm thinking that watches were a very good Christmas gift in 1948. Perhaps something you would pull out of the magazine and give to your sweetheart and say, I would like a watch, please, for Christmas. Or you could fold it up carefully and send it to Santa in the mail. We have a keepsake diamond ring over here. Look at this illustration. I love ones that are so, like, almost hyper-realistic, but then when you look at the eyes, you're like, oh, someone drew this, but lovely. So you can get a diamond ring. Some are $150.87. There's one here that's $750. My goodness. In 1948. Oh, I love these. Look at these. Okay. Frosty Night Specials. Cold on the outside, but cozy on the inside. In robes so nice to be caught napping in. So these are like long house gown robes with these gorgeous lapels, and the length would keep you so snookly. A lovely little hood there. Just gorgeous. I kind of want to make one now. I could forget the snuggie. This is the way to go. I love this bra. I need to find a bra like this, I feel, because I have a lot of like vintage clothing that it seems to me would look better with this type of undergarment on it. America's most asked for brassiere. Pardon me, I'm calling it a bra. Can you believe it? A brassiere. There's a cute little illustration here too. $2.50 to $5 at fine stores everywhere. Over on this page we have great gifts to give and to get. Peg sure got the keen records, the most popular girl in school. Hear these albums now. We've got the Kenton concert. We have an album called College Medleys, which has some great art on the front. And then we've got one down here called Boogie Woogie. Just wait till the gang hears this new Freddie Slack Boogie album. It's all here, sweet Slow Boogie, and Boogie Woogie. You heard them. It's all here. Okay, we have a little article called As We Heard Them. This is like a little, I want to say music review of different packages of music, stocking stuffer ideas. On this page to the right, we have First Time Under Any Tree, the new Royal Portable. It is a lovely typewriter. Forget Elf on the Shelf. Do you see this guy? What a funny fellow. He's kind of gorgeous. He reminds me of, have you seen the movie Year Without a Santa Claus? What are their names? Like Tinkle and Winkle or something. The little adorable Christmas elves that go to the town. I need to rewatch that soon. But anyway, really cute portable typewriter. Very good skill for a young person to have. 1948 was the ability to type. And just as useful now, don't you think? Easiest Christmas shopping you ever did. Daniel Green's for everybody. Okay, which of these shoes would you pick? Take a look. Take a look. We've got this blue one up here, the satin flat with the broad straps. We've got this one. It says, if she's young and gay, Cleo Vesta flat as prettily detailed as a party dress. And then we have this one in pink down here. If she's a sophisticate, high front scuff with an air of great elegance. I think I would like these ones. The red, the sling back. These are really cute. More albums. Different kinds of music here. And some of them look like soft melodies. We've got some swing in here, of course. Cole Porter, Bing Crosby, all kinds of stuff. John T. Jr. Now this is so 40s fashion, isn't it? The really gorgeous shoulders on this. These are very strong shoulders, okay? And then we have this quite nipped in blazer coat jacket. 3 buttons up the front. And it's paired with this like pretty long midi skirt in a straight skirt shape. Triple button pockets in here with lovely pleats. Gorgeous. Oh, I love this too. See, this makes me kind of want to dress a little more 40s. How to rate a holiday. It's the gal with the lady like Come Hither who gets booked solid from December 23rd to January 5th. Oh, to be you. And what would be more Come Hither than University's new peep show neckline? Or more ladylike than the covered up look? I really love the kind of little peplum sleeve pop we have here and this lovely bow. You'll notice that there is a belt with this dress, but it is in the exact same fabric as the actual dress, which very few companies do that now because, you know, it costs a lot to do that. If you get a dress that comes with a belt, it's normally a pretty cheap belt, not made well, but a lot of times dresses would come with corresponding belts, or if you were making your own clothes, as many people were in 1948, you would be making the matching belt to go with your dress. More albums over here, even some children's albums. Dreamy Romantic, that sounds nice. Chopin, wow, classics. In shellac, 3 records. Shellac is what we were talking earlier about. Oh, we've got more albums over here, I do believe. And then an ad for Jansen sweaters for Christmas for you. Oh, amazing. Look at his like body language here. He's like, help me. Oh, Cary Grant, you're loving it. Kind of makes me want to look up and watch this movie. I'm like totally in the mood to watch a ton of Criterion classics over Christmas. I don't know why. I just get totally in the right mood for it. And then right here we have all different talented people who worked with the magazine this month. Annie Strick, we have Richard Lipwin. On this artist, Jacob Lawrence, is fourth in the series of foremost American painters, appearing in 17. Notice the pure colors and individualistic style of his work in the illustration for the fur coat. Oh, that must be a short story, The Fur Coat. Okay, Jacob, we'll look for your art later on in the magazine. We've got Carole King, Dresses for Juniors. Lovely little plaid over there. So many lovely ways of saying Merry Christmas. We've got an ad for seemingly all different types of cosmetics, like mainly bath oils. We have some loose powder, perfume. This number 5 is tweed perfume. Where's number 5? Ah, right here. I had some, I don't know, I thought the bottle would have tweed fabric on it, but it just says tweed. You know what, fair enough. Alright, so here we have a lovely little article showing young people who worked with the magazine this month. So we have Louise Hammerbeck, Sharon Smith, Shirley Henschel, Amy Ruth Levin, Mary Lou Becker. How wonderful. These are all really cool. Like, imagine you're a young person and you submit to this magazine. They all look great in their photos. A little memo from the editor. To It's All Yours contributors, please put your name, age, and address on the home material. Photographs should be glossy prints, 5 by 7 inches or larger. And more details. La Fosca, simulated pearls. Look at the red nail on this with the half moon. Very popular in the 40s. I think that's what a lot of people think of. They think of like Dita Von Teese's nails. She has the signature red half moon. It's a very popular style, so it's nice to see people still doing it. This mix of green and white pearls is very interesting. Look at this. Wrap up your Christmas mail. Stick it yourself one too. Studs, only $7.95. The all-purpose sports shirt for him or her, all ages. You can order it by mail. And over in this section, we have an article about a famous Shakespearean producer. Margaret Webster worked hard to bring Hamlet and Macbeth to all of you in schools across the country. Over here, another ad for gorgeous typewriters. I'm a changed woman. It's one good grade after another since I started typing my homework. Belle the Ball, that's me. Why didn't someone tell me how much quicker and easier homework gets done when you type? I love the copy on these. Like, it's so amazing. I need these. I need this. I need this. And I need this. All three are like, oh, why doesn't anyone make pajamas like this now? Miss Pullman, Stars in the Night. Shining in Miss Pullman's shimmer satin ensemble is Lois Butler, new star of Eagle Lion Film Productions. Up top, we've got her pirouetting in the swirling full flared over the clown's ballet pajamas. So it's like these long wide legs, so more of an elfin mood, Miss Butler wears the new Tricky Mickey coat, inspired by her current Cinecolor movie, Mickey. Yeah, I need all of these pajama sets. So good. Continuation of the Shakespeare producer article. And then on the right here we have T. T is for Tricky and Twosome. H is for Hi-Ho Juniors. Look at this lovely set. I think this is very similar to the suit jackets that we saw before, but I think I'm remembering that one had 3 buttons at the waist, not 4, and more buttons on the pockets as well. But very lovely all the same. Look at the over-exaggerated shoulders on this little capelet. Oh, I guess it's a coat. I didn't see the arm differentiating part here. But the shoulders are so good. She has this really lovely little scarf here and a little hat as well. It's so yummy. Right, we have Permalift brassieres going formal soon. For an adorable figure, wear Permalift strapless bra. Look for the magic inset. I love this illustration. It's so cute, especially with like the bridal gown back here. On this we have a section all about blouses. Okay, so there's these types of blouses being modeled by someone wrapping a gift. Very festive. And on the right here we have a movie ad. Before either man can have her, Betty Bent was time. Oh my goodness. She could only marry one. That's intense. The man from Colorado. Sounds scary. A drama. And then we have, is this tinsel? No. I got excited. I thought it was an ad for tinsel. It's an ad for these little sweater sets. It says warmest way to say happy holidays. Ellen Harper, Twin Knit. We have an article about a movie and this Hanes stocking ads, which is very festive. Look at the deer and the legs sticking out with gorgeous stockings underneath, of course. My goodness. Betty gets 2 kinds of good advice, but the Underwood Portable. Another ad for typewriters. You know, you can really see like the targeting advertising at work because it's Christmas, right? This is the December issue, which would probably come out before December, really, like a couple of days before when you think about printing schedules. And like, they are pushing typewriters. Like, they want that to be the thing you ask for Christmas. More movies here. We've got an Orson Welles picture and Palladium. How do you pronounce that? Palladium. Impression we have another ad for nylon stockings. Very beautiful. Gotham is the world's leader in 51 and 54 gauge fine nylon stockings. Right here in the middle, we have a little article that is also recipes. It says, "The season's snacks welcome your Christmas callers with these simple and seasonable goodies." So there's recipes for a frothy eggnog, different ciders, tomato cocktails, cinnamon buns, things like that. It's kind of just discussing good things to make and then giving some small recipes as well. We have a very beautiful, this looks like chalk illustration on like a textured, thick toothy paper for a suit, a two-piece suit set. So it's got this lovely lapel here, many buttons with a cinched waist, and these gorgeous oversized shoulder pads. Something we haven't really discussed so much in this video yet is the context of this magazine, right? So this issue came out in 1948, and I want you to keep in mind that World War II ended in 1945. So a lot of the fashions that we're seeing in 1948, they have a lot of different influences, and there's a lot of influence of function as well as just fashion for the sake of fashion, but we do see a lot of those really sort of oversized shoulders. There's a big influence of like military style, military garb fashion. Keep in mind that, women were really in the workplace at this time. I mean, like, of course, working class women had been in the workplace for forever, but you think about during World War II, a lot more women had to enter into the workplace. So we're seeing clothes that have an influence of workwear as well. So think about that as we're looking at the fashions. What was happening, this is 17 magazines, so we can think about 17-year-olds, I guess, but that's just 3 years after World War II ended. So everything exists in context. Fashion exists in history, and I think that's a really fun way to learn about history, is through fashion. So we have a jewelry ad over here. I love this model, has these blunt, almost like Betty Page bangs. So cute. This says "Sew It Yourself," and it's a gorgeous little cozy house coat that you can whip up yourself with patterns. You can make it with cotton flannelette. And on the right here we have an ad for blouses. Sally Mason creation, the blouse I live in. And then there's two lovely ladies sort of setting up a wreath with candles and ribbons. I'm not so much a fan of this blouse. It's a little mature, I think, for both of them, but I appreciate this sort of interesting bib collar on this one. And the fabric-lined buttons are quite nice as well. This is another suit set. Here's a dress you'll adore in new fall fabric that's extra special, magical, with contrasting flecks to give it that silky, iridescent look. Over here, this is like riddles, okay? It says "Mental Gymnasium." How's your double talk? So you can do the puzzles and solve the riddles. And an ad over here for a pure wool sweater by Pandora Knitwear, and she's waiting patiently under the mistletoe, waiting for her sweetheart to give her a kiss. On the left-hand side of the page here, we have this lovely nightgown. It says "America's loveliest girls wear them." I would love to wear those. More of the mental gymnasium riddles over here. I feel like these riddles would be hard for us now because the verbiage we use, like common colloquialisms, are so different. On the right hand side, we have another blouse ad. Now these are blouses that I can get behind. Love this one, especially the sort of volume sleeves that they have around the cuff. Very nice. Little Peter Pan collar here with a lovely string of pearls. Don't you just love this belt? This is a belt that I feel like Ralph Lauren would do now, you know, with these high-waisted trousers. They look like they have a little subtle stripe on them as well. These are by Joan Canley, these blouses. Fashion in action. Ski-Bee. Wow, this I think is the first ad we've had for ski wear. Look at this very action-packed drawing on the left-hand side. It's like very pen and ink style. It's dynamic. It shows this lovely lady really intensely and athletically dashing through the snow. Holiday for taffeta. Wrestling dresses for bustling days. Platter plain, they'll decorate to the festive scene. Let's take a look at these drawings. These are lovely. These are Sylvia Grossman, and it says, gay and gift wrapped in a rayon plaid. The full skirt is tucked in at the waist by a silver of gold kid. To top it all off, a single button roll with a burnt Peter Pan collar. About $15 by Johnny Jr. at Jordan Marsh in Boston. Peplum pretty. This peplum bodice is button-tied to show off its flattering stand-up collar. A pretty ruffle to frame your face. Oh yes, right here. The skirt is flared for fun and fullness. Rayon fine with a taffeta finish. Gorgeous. For Christmas angels. Celanese jersey. Straight from Santa Claus. The very prettiest, gayest lingerie gift we've seen. Briefs, bra slip, and aren't they terrific pantalettes? All with a matching trim of dainty fall lace and ribbon. These are so cute. I'm obsessed with these pantalettes, but they're all very pretty. Very simple ad. This is just very simple line work, but it's effective. It's making me want to own these very much, actually. Alright, we've got sort of like a sportswear outfit over here. The slack set with matching blouse. This is like a sort of little capelet, mini capelet. And we have a crossword puzzle here. I bet we could get some of these. The clues are Santa's reindeer. I know the Santa's reindeers, let me tell you. I could list them, but I don't want to brag. We have Natalie Green Jr.'s exclusive. Brings back the Gibson girl to flatter today's teens. Look at the matching buttons with this like the corresponding colors are so nice on the collar, and this little sort of semicircle on the sleeve. I would love to see this, like what the colors are. It's kind of the tough thing with black and white. It says that they have it in gray, beige, aqua, pink, red, and Kelly. Do we think Kelly means green? I would think so. Look at this. On this page, we have an advertisement that is actually for, it looks like, 17 magazine subscriptions. So they made it like it's a Christmas shopping list. And it just goes to show like what amazing condition this magazine is in, that we still have the Christmas gift order subscription insert subscription rates are 1 year for $3, 2 years for $5. Canada and Pan American Union countries, 1 year, $3.75. Wow. So there you go. There's the no postage necessary if mailed within the United States. Little insert. Here we have an article called Science and You. We bet you haven't heard about meals for 3 cents. Booths to fit pockets, fluorescent lights that flatter. This was such a time of innovation, wasn't it? We talked earlier in the flip through about different types of plastics and polymers being developed at that time. But so much was being made as well. Even new types of cameras and things. We have an ad over here for foundational garments, girdles, brassieres, you name it. And then we have a sweater ad, Jane Irville, designed to be lived in. This article here has another illustration that I would love to just cut out and put on a inspiration board, a mood board, you know. But what's so great about current technology, speaking of innovations, is I can just use my phone to scan this and keep it either in my phone or on a Pinterest board. I just really love this illustration style. It's very influential for me. Start the new year with a merry ball and a club meeting special. Skits about ourselves. So lots of party ideas here. And then we have another stocking ad. This one looks like, although it is sheer hosiery, it does have the seam up the back, it seems, and at least that little kind of iconic, I would say, little heel of stockings during that time. You can still get stockings like this now, but mostly from specialty shops that do specifically vintage style stockings with the back seam. They're very fetching. This is such a lovely photograph. This young girl using a marionette of Santa Claus and the snow on the windows. Look at this gorgeous. I love faux trees. It has to be said. I'm going to tell you guys about one of my secret dreams. I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I really want a 1960s Evergleam tree. If you look up the brand Evergleam, Gleam, they are so iconic. I love the way they look, but they run a pretty penny, let me tell you. Like, if you look on eBay, I've seen Evergleam trees go for an absurd amount of money. And so I'm hoping that one day I could find one in my price range, but that's my dream, is to have an Evergleam tree. I love faux trees. So this looks like about marionettes. This is like a little article about presents at every age. Look at this whole set of marionettes, it's very beautiful. I hope that someday someone will give you something which will bring you as much happiness as your gift has brought me. The gifts that mean life to people you may never see are not, as all of us know, simple ones. Giving these vital things just happens to be the act of a mature person. It's really the part of the definition of being truly grown. That's lovely. Look at all of these marionettes, a little squirrel marionette. Lights, camera, action, curtain. Time for the holiday show to begin. How lovely this scene. Little Santa Claus marionette. Wow, I love this piece. Who drew this? I want to know. It looks like the artist's name is Ballet or Balit. I'm not sure because it's just signed there. There isn't it doesn't seem like an actual credit is given on illustration is so great when you look at the composition. We are nestled right in this beautiful tree close up, right? This is the magic. This is where the magic's happening, but there's also a story being told in the background. It's kind of dark and dim in this room. This room behind in the far corner is brightly lit, but that's not where everybody is. There's wrappings scattered all over the floor of presents that have been opened, and everyone looks quite serious, even though the tree that's in the foreground would suggest a happy, merry time. It doesn't necessarily feel like that the way the body language of all these characters are, but of course, we do have a tiny little cat admiring the tree, perhaps considering scrambling up it and causing chaos. Now, my oh my, these are beautiful. 17's calendar for 1949. These are great, so theoretically you could have cut these out and used them quarterly. This is the same artist as this previous illustration, Ballet, but then some other ones. This is a different artist, this is a different artist, and this one doesn't seem like it's signed. I'm sure that they are credited somewhere in the magazine, I'm just not sure where. Oh, gorgeous. This one is fantastic. I would bet dollars to donuts this is gouache paint. This one looks like it could be chalk pastels or mixed media. This is also fabulous. The rows of people skating. I love these. I love all of them. I would buy a calendar with these on it now. Ask your Santa for these. What a fantastic use of placement of the lettering. So here we have a lovely fashion spread showing different items that you may want to pick up for yourself or ask someone to get for you. There's a couple really bold standouts. I love this one. It says a pretty nightie off to bed in a sheer cotton gown, trim as any dandy's shirt. Her hair is so great. Look at this little bob with the little flippy ends. I love this image as well, the pose of the model. The hair is gorgeous, but come on. I know you guys are gonna love this dress, this gorgeous frock. It says romantic, formal. Above all, you want a really dramatic dance dress. This is from the brand American Debutine. Get a lot of that name. And it says it's about $50. We have this really lovely off the shoulder cut that is very flirty for that time. It's in this sort of silk at the top on the bodice that comes down very nicely, and there's sort of like a sheer shimmering trail of stars. She has her lovely little evening gloves as well. Rayon, looks like in silvery shiny stars. This is a similar fashion page spread, but this one is in color. Ask your Santa for these. We have a little rain set. These are lovely formal pinafores, so you can be a little fairy princess with these storybook organdies. So enchanting. A lovely warm robe. I suppose if I was reading this magazine in 1948, I might use my scissors and trim and clip all of my favorites. Perhaps this felt skirt with a patch pocket, and make a little sort of scrapbook guide for myself of what I would like my fashions to look like, or what my wish list could be for the upcoming holidays. This page is in black and white, but it's still very lovely. We've got more. These are Harlequin pajamas. Look at the little elastics around the ankles. Can we say clown dress here with the bustle in the back. Just casual gray dress. You can see some of these pieces are a little bit more everyday wear. You would be not so much using them for a party, but it would be more of like, you could wear them about your day, like a house dress kind of thing. Now this is a story by Jean Campbell. Looks like 'twas the night before. Remember when you were 6 or so and you wanted to go out and play after supper. So this is a story, it seems, about getting sleep. What do we call lack of sleep? How much snoozing do you need? It says it varies with individuals. There are a few set rules about how to sleep, however. I feel like modern day wellness culture, we're so inundated with sleep hygiene. So it's interesting to look at a magazine from 1948 and see these conversations are evergreen. We'll always be having them. You know what I mean? This double page spread completely piques my interest. It says, make 'em, wrap 'em, give 'em. It combines my love of mid-century art. Is 1948 considered mid-century? I mean, it's close enough. Come on now. And cooking. So we have citrus nuggets, peach jam, Brazil nut rounds, and apple chutney. Think in your mind's eye of magazines you've seen lately. It would probably be quite rare to your memory of a magazine showing the instructions of a recipe with the drawings. And these are very detailed step-by-step drawings, they're not just one per recipe. It's quite rare, very special. Over here we have different ideas about how you could wrap such gifts. The way these hands are drawn is lovely, very inspiring. They're just little dainty hands, and you can really, it's like so expressive the way they're holding things very specifically. I love that. And I mean just the entire way that the page layout is. I think it's fabulous. Okay, so look at this. We have a short story, The Fur Coat by Anne Strict, and this is the piece by Jacob Lawrence. It was painted especially for 17 magazine. I want to read this story and see what it's all about. It's a very evocative piece. I'm interested to know the context of it. I haven't read this short story yet. Jacob Lawrence's piece is like very, very stunning. It's like really bold. There's so many emotions happening in this scene. I want to read the short story. Right, we have Under the Tree, gifts for you, for everyone, for the merriest of season's greetings. So more gift guides. If you enjoy a TikTok gift guide, how about a gift guide from 1948? Hope that helps you. We have, let's see, number 19 is a cologne trumpet. For the girl who has everything, how about a cologne trumpet? And let's see, what is this? Number 10, a snow maiden. This sequin-dyed charmer contains 4 ounces of sprightly Elizabeth Arden's It's You flower mist. What a little silly guy that is. All kinds of gifts. Argyle socks, nightgowns, bathing oils, a tiny clock. And we have a continuation. So this is more of the Under Your Tree, but this page is in color. So to make a very Merry Christmas wrap up and ribbon any one of these gifts and send it skidding down your favorite chimney. A nice red nightgown. Over here, look at this little gingerbread guy. What is this? 14. Bubble bath. This unbreakable gingerbread man fascinating about looking at these. And another page of the Under the Tree. Nice gift guides. We've got some nice, I want to say rubber little Wellington boots. Let's see. Winter boots on the sloppiest weather won't daunt your feet in these hood rubber boots. That's right. A nice little black handbag. Some golf shoes, or I guess it's not the shoes, it's just the cleats. You can add them to a pair of shoes. A nice little card table. You could heat up your little TV meal and enjoy your evening program. Wow, let's look at this art. This might be my favorite piece in the whole magazine. I mean, there's been a lot of good ones, but look at the way the artist is using blank space to really highlight this fireplace. And this is like a very modern looking, very square angular fireplace. We've got these little spots of red, magenta, the socks, the little fruits, and the fire. And there's a little bit of pink in the glow of these singers. So this article is called Fireside Fun. Tell everyone to meet down by the pond. Frozen over, we hope. Or up to the top of the hill, snow-covered we trust. For the start of this double-header fireside eating and basking session. Also, this is very like a praise ski. We've got even some skiers over here to the right-hand side, and everyone's sort of lounging and enjoying the cold weather party. Love this. I love this style. This artist, I think they did one of the calendar pieces too. It's kind of hard to read their signature. Looks like E-N-E-S-S, but I'm not quite sure if that's an N or an R. We'll see. Okay, we've got some gorgeous fashion spreads here. These are lovely staged photo shoots, and you can sort of imagine the big, sound stage these were perhaps shot on. I love the look of fashion photography done in these kinds of sets because we don't really do them so much anymore. Sometimes you see shots set up like this in like a Vanity Fair, but it's a little less common. We've got a lovely plaid dress, and it's like a painted backdrop, and they've put white on the floor to sort of give the impression of snow. I love we've got all these girls with their presents. Fi and Taffeta go calling on Christmas Eve. Wear a dark fi dress with barest of sleeve and metallic striped cummerbund. Gorgeous. A jacket dress as well. And then we have this. This is Thank You for Letting Me Sing. What a gorgeous portrait. This artist, I'm having trouble reading their name, just the angle I'm at, but I want to look up after who this artist is. It's The World Has Responded to the Voice, America's Marianne Anderson, with humble wonder. So this is an article about Marianne Anderson. Marianne does not take her thrilling contralto voice for granted. She has a tremendous respect for it and her art, but she seems to feel it isn't her doing, it isn't her accomplishment. She apparently feels that her voice is a thing to be shared in a gift, for which she personally is eternally grateful. I love the way the artist drew the hands on this. Very beautiful, kind of like in this shape. Lovely. I'll have to read all of these later. It's one thing to look at the pictures, but it's entirely another thing to actually go through and read everything. Fabulous spread. Can't now. I'm busy. Drawings by Annabelle Haggard. Verses by Barbara Monick. I promise to be home by 3 as I rush off to the shop. When I arrive at 5:30, the tree's been trimmed by Bob. busy the holiday season is. And it does kind of feel like that, doesn't it? I've been feeling like that myself this year. Normally I do all of my decorating like on one weekend, but this year it's been, ever since American Thanksgiving, like a day or two I'll put one or two things up, and then later in the week more, and I'm still not even done yet. It's just been too busy. Blonde date. Pen teaches Barney simple arithmetic. A threesome divided by a foursome equals a twosome. So another short story. This is by Maxine Curtis. It says, we are more than 2/3 of the way done this magazine. Can you believe it? These are pieces done by budding poets, writers, artists, photographers. You remember earlier on in the magazine, we read that part that was talking about the proper submission techniques if you want to have your piece in 17 magazine. Then on this side, which Kodak camera for Christmas? Here's help in making up your mind. Look for a camera for a beginner, for an all-out ace, or for someone in between. So this is a Kodak ad. Look at all these lovely hairstyles, so inspiring. We've got the Brownie Flash 6 camera, Baby Brownie Special. I love the way cameras looked back then. You can still get these, you know. I have photographer friends who still use these cameras. The best part about vintage things is like the texture they give. I think that's why even Canon, like PowerShot cameras, are popular again. It's very hard to, with modern technology, replicate grittiness or low quality things, which make past versions of the same technology so charming, right? What we seek to improve, we ultimately miss and sort of romanticize. That's why I love having film photography done. For our anniversary, we had our photos taken with actual film, and I love the way they look. We've got some High Spirits Heels ads over here. Continuation of the blonde date story. And on the right here, a gorgeous frock. We've got this black with the blue and white floral design. She's got this lovely choker necklace, rose splash, sophisticate to wear new and into spring, delectable neckline, whirling, twirling skirt, draped by plum ties into a flirtatious back bow. Flame glow lipstick. Look how bold that is. You know, lip shapes are really also such a tell for, you know, when you look at a photograph, you can figure out when it was dated by makeup style. The way this is overlined slightly, especially on the top lip the most, is so perfectly 40s, you know. This is a very lovely barrel along the lipstick tube, most likely made of metal, I would have to assume. It was like more common. Gold swivel case, a gold finished swivel treasure case with smart gold finished modern styling. Lovely. Blonde date continuation, and then little details here about fun ways to wrap your Christmas presents that you are gifting. We have an ad over here for shapewear, Corsi's shapewear. In the ad, this young lady is horseback riding, playing tennis, and dancing. She can do it all with this. The lightest little figure smoother you ever put on to make you prettier. So very free and airy, you hardly know it's there. The greatest lie that's ever told is that you won't feel the shapewear you're in. I think it's fine to feel it, but let's not lie and say you don't notice it anymore. Right, look, there's like for me, I have to say, but who knows? It's a fun game you get to play with vintage books, right? You have a shoe ad for your sing-a-song of style and frivolous flatties. Say that 10 times fast. Frivolous flatties. One more present continuation. It's like we're nearing, the back end of the book, so there's all kinds of continuations of things. This is kind of a smart and fun way to decorate your gift is to include little candy canes. Thank you continued from page 95. This is a really pretty illustration of the Empress Nighty. $3.99. A good deal, good deal. Baby doll triplet shoes. Look at the size of this heel. Would you like the Suzette, the Susie, or the Sue? I really like this kind of slingback style of shoe. I have quite a few in that style, but I like a little more of a pointed toe, and it was much more in style and in vogue to have a rounded toe in 1948. I'm sure you've noticed from all the fashion spreads, engagement and wedding rings, dreamtime pajamas over here. We've got ice skates, how fun. Tops for ice skating fun. The skates that make skating more fun for everyone. Oh my goodness, when was the last time I went skating? Ice skating, I mean. I go roller skating pretty regularly, although it's been much, much too cold recently. We've been covered in snow since November. It's not even gone away. So, even though I can't roller skate, you won't hear a complaint from me. I love this snow. The accessory of the year, scarf with calendar dates on it. And the quilted brunch coat, two-piece pajama ensemble for $16.95. Lovely, like quilted floral garment, it seems. It would be hard for me to order clothing from an ad like this, though, because it's so stylized. You really don't get a great impression of what it actually looks like. You can order with this coupon by mail, but I couldn't order from an ad like that. It's so hard to see what it is. Unless you ordered from the brand before, I suppose, then you would have more trust in it. She puts loveliness on the job. This is a perfume. The perfume that attracts without distracting. I guess working ladies need a perfume like that. Engagement rings, forever Christmas articles. These little fashion scraps are suggesting that you should wrap gifts in old fabric and make little custom pom-poms for the top. I would do that. Would you do that? Floridor slip, another Three Sisters ad. This one's $3.99. See this picture, you get a pretty clear understanding of what this one is. It's a little less stylized, I feel. You can probably tell, these ads in the back of the magazine. These are like the cheaper ad spots, and that's why very few of them are in color. This is where a lot of kind of cheaper items would be, but nonetheless stylish, Paint box colors, little scarf, linen scarf. We've got skis for winter sports, some tableware. We saw a lot of flatware in our 70s magazines. Do you remember that? Got deodorant ads. And more shoes. Sophisticated suede soft tissue. And we've got the caviar beat it bag, $2.99. More deodorant in the back half of this magazine, isn't there? The deodorant that is actually soothing. Odora. Alright, private secretary. It's like a little coin purse and wallet that has start saying capers again. I'm off to do my capers for Christmas, you know. I hope that all of you get up to some good capers over the holidays. Mary Janes, little buttons, little shields for the top of your boots, roses of enchantment, some little brassieres, personalized monogrammed eyeglass cases. I would get that. We have this dress sensation. Jones Shoppers brings you 4 seasons dress sensation for $6.99. It's an accordion pleated rayon jersey frock. 220 inches of swirling skirt emphasizes a tiny waist circled by a wide self belt. This is the continuation of next on the agenda. It says, what is your club doing to help other less fortunate teens? Send your story about it to Club News at 17. Got a makeup ad here. It's interesting, we actually have only had a couple of makeup ads in this magazine. Another young active figure shapewear advertisement. Christmas cards. Oh, how lovely. The Mantle Place Gallery is standard Christmas decor, but when the season ends, here are some cards worth being permanently displayed. This is fun. There are all these different cards, and it's listed with the artists as well. Some very intricate and traditional, some sort of more modern and abstract. Wow. Tuckaways, flats that you can put in your handbag or pocketbook. Colorful gaucho sweater from Mimi's. We've got some outdoor boots over here. And this is a really fascinating little article. How to pave in a record shop. And in the illustration, we've got this person basically juggling a bunch of records with, I would assume, the record store associate staff looking through the window and being like, oh no. The careless shopper is never charming. In her record department, she's always a nuisance, often a menace. Okay, wrap it up. This is what I want my obituary to say. Always a nuisance, often a menace. Yes. Goals. Okay. But anyway, this article is all about best practice for being in a record shop. What you should do, how to act, you know, it's a whole new world. These record shops, I'm telling you. All about being polite and considerate to others. Got some shapewear, some little sweaters over here. Look at that heel. It's always showtime. In genuine suedes, in a high or midway heel. These are in the style spotlight on any occasion. Look at my little charm got up. It wasn't dangling. It needs to dangle. I like the dangle of it. Beautiful chenille robe. And we have another article called Holiday Trim for Your House. Easy to make decorations to give your house a Christmas look. These are fun. It has all the instructions here to do crafts. Not super detailed, but if you're crafty, you would be able to look at these and figure it out. Cornucopia, Christmas tree, centerpiece. How lovely. I love doing crafts with friends. It's so much fun. Nice cabana jacket hat over here. Lots of little slipper boots in the back of this. Are you seeing? Lots of them. Beauty in a bib. A fashionality creation. Don't love that, but good for her. Sorry, this is really funny. It says, why don't parents grow up? She has her mother's eyes. It's all too fashionable to laugh at relatives hear the like sort of finger wagging in this tone of this article. It's incredible. I love looking at vintage magazines. Like, on top of being inspiring, they're so funny. Genuinely so funny. Fireside skier, lots of little house slippers, deodorants, and little hats. Some lipstick over here too. This Sandy, the lipstick of beautiful women. My goodness, we're almost at the back of the magazine here. Brassieres, lace slips, shearling slippers, right out of Santa's pack, it says. Continuation of some articles and the crossword answers. I know you were all on pins and needles to figure out those answers, so look at this. We even have an advertisement from the province of Quebec. Bienvenue à Quebec. Plan now a wonderful, different winter vacation in La Province de Quebec, easily accessible by rail, road, or plane. You know, I recently read that Canada is supposed to be getting a high-speed rail, and I cannot wait for this. I know it's not going to happen for a very, very long time if it happens, but like, we need a high-speed rail in this country. Going to other countries where they have high-speed rail, like, has completely changed my brain. It's like rewired it. Now I'm like, why don't we have high-speed rails all across North America? Like, I don't know, I just love to take the train. So to me, I would always prefer to take the train than fly or drive. Snowsuit ad over here. Lots of the riddle answers from the mental gym earlier. And this is the last page. It says teens in the news. Lots of fun things with teens in the news. Acrobatic dancers, camp housekeepers, radio veteran, all kinds of fun stuff that teens are doing. And the back advertisement is in color. Imagine a pen not much longer than your lipstick, yet it opens up to a full-size pen. Now that's cool. And I kind of love how they've got this displayed as if it's like fine jewelry or gorgeous makeup. A divine Christmas gift, particularly for all those hard-to-please friends who already have everything. And on the back page, we have this. We had a quick peek of this in the beginning. My little ribbon. Come on now. There we go. Santa learns a trick or two that Lady Buxton always knew. This is lovely little wallets, leather wallets with little photo spots and keychains that you can have multiple keys, so that's nice. Oh my goodness, my darlings. We have come to the end of our vintage magazine flip through. I hope that you all enjoyed this one. It's a spectacular condition considering how old it is, and it was just so fun to flip through, especially with this lovely Christmas theme.